Hello YouTube, welcome to my channel. This is a brand new channel to discuss prepping, survival, tools, weapons, world events. Pretty much from my point of view, I'm new to most of these things, so hopefully we can learn together here. That's what this channel is about. It's about learning about skills, learning about just what's going on in the world. So yeah. So this is my first video, and this will be an introduction video. I'll let you guys know a little bit about myself, kind of like we introduce it to you as like we meet as new people. So let's get started. I'm 22 years old. Uh, you know, I might be young, but I've definitely done a lot of stuff with my life. To start off, I was born in Georgia originally, but my father was a Marine, so we moved around a lot. I've been up and down the East Coast, all the way to the West Coast. At the age of 17, I enlisted in the Army. I was a tanker. It was pretty fun. Um, I did get stationed in Fort Bliss, Texas. If you guys don't know where that is, it's in the El Paso. So if Texas is if you look at a Texas map, it's on the far left of Texas, near New Mexico. Almost what creates that L is at the end of the L, or backwards L, that is. So during my time, between 16 to 17, I deployed to Kuwait. A lot of service members will say a rotation. Some people call it a deployment. It's about the same thing anyway. The whatever you want to call it, that is. I know some people will say it, but moving forward. On my way to Kuwait, we stopped in Germany for a couple days. On the way back, we stopped in Ireland for a brief second. Even though I was in those countries for a short period of time, those two countries are very green and beautiful. I would definitely like to go back to Germany one day. So, after I got out of the Army, I worked construction for about a year. I was mostly a laborer. I was new to most of it, so I was just kind of just do what I could to survive. When you get out of the military, there's no like easy, hey, you have life skills. No, as a tanker, you really don't have much skills that translate outside into the civilian world. You're not a computer tech. You're not a admin. You weren't a medic. The only thing we could really do is security, become a cop, construction. Then you have like the here and there jobs. So towards the winter time, construction kind of started slowing down. I was working with a company called Labor Max. So while working with Labor Max, what's it called? You'd go in there every morning. If you're lucky, you got work. They'd give you a little slip. You'd go out to a location. If you had a car, you were chosen over others. So I got lucky because I had a car. But there were still days I went there. I didn't get no work. Eventually, I got backed into a corner financially. So I was like, you know what? I need to find myself a better job. One day I walked into a Circle K, and it turns out someone was quitting. So I applied for that spot, got hired on. It was a very good job for a while. I mean, it was supporting my family. So eventually I got moved to another Circle K because they needed people over there. And I'm not gonna get too much into what happened there, but one of the people, or a lot of people, got fired before I went over there. So they really needed people. Um, so working at Circle K, we were making decent money, but it's still not a lot. I had a buddy who got me a job with a security company slash private contracting. So I've been doing that a lot lately. I've been doing it for about a year now, actually. Upcoming on a year in like a couple months. Um, as I said, I got married. I have no children yet. So I like to get to discuss like what are my motives in life besides my family. Well, my family is my reason why I want to do all this. I want to provide and protect my family at all costs. Sorry about that. I started prepping about this time last year. Um, I haven't done a lot because financially it is a draining thing. I've noticed like a lot of new preppers. I consider myself a new prepper, even though I've been doing it for a year. I feel like there's so much I can learn, so much I could do, so much equipment that would probably be better. And what I've learned about prepping a lot is It's not really much about all the equipment. It's about the skills. Because if you can have a skill to do this, this, and this, you might not need those tools to do that and that and that. But I still would like to have tools to make my life easier. Um, Tools can meaning, an axe, a knife, um, a water purification unit, a gun, whatever you need to me. But I'll get into that in another video. Um, so what made me start prepping is I was working construction, and then I was working a site where we were working a school. And this whole climate change thing is kind of hitting me a little bit harder and harder every day if you think about it. Like lately the world's been on fire. The ozone layer is melting, or not melting. The ozone layer is deteriorating at a rate that the making the ice melt faster. And with that, ice is just falling off into the ocean. I think it was about 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I was hearing about like a iceberg off of Greenland that about the size of a what is it called? A soccer field, I believe it was, that fell off into the water. So when it fell off into the water, it's gonna melt in the water. Sea will eventually rise. In India, the ocean's eating up the coast. It's nothing new. It's been around. People just been ignoring it. But to me, I feel like, hey, this is the world that we live in today. Even though if we try to take care of it, even if we don't, we just gotta have to be able to live in whatever world we're gonna live in. To me, that I've noticed that society today is very consumer based. We go to the store for everything. You need food, go to Walmart, go to McDonald's, go to any place that you want to eat. We don't make our own food. Pretty much everything we gets here by a truck, train, or whatever. And this generation does not think outside of that. We don't think, oh, nothing could go wrong, which at any moment it all could just go away. I'm not saying that it will. I'm hoping it doesn't, but it can. So that's what made me start prepping. And the more I started looking into it, the more I start just researching, the more I'm just like, well, if that happened, what could I do in that scenario? What could I do in that scenario? And sometimes prepping is not, I hear the term doomsday prepper, and there's a show about it, and it gives a lot of preppers a almost like a negative connotation. It's just like, you look at doomsday preppers, you'd be like, those guys are fucking crazy. And some of them are. I've seen some of them. They have some ridiculous ideas. Being in the military, I see like a little bit how to do like military movements and stuff. And these guys are running around trying to play army in their backyards with rifles. And I'm just like, wait, you flagged your buddy, or you're not doing that right, or, I see things. I'm just like, these people have no idea what the fuck they're doing. And when I see people look at me, like people who know more than me, I don't want them to look at me as some type of retard. I prefer to keep learning, not be like, well, this is a good idea, I'm going to stick with it. No, I'm going to see how to improve. I'm not going to be crazy. I'm not going to try to, build a bunker and stay in there for the rest of my life. You hear some of those people do that. Yeah. So that's my stance on prepping. There will be more things to prepping, like I said. I'll practice a little bit of survival. Right now I live in the desert. It's actually 33, 32 degrees right now. That's why I'm wearing all this. It's pretty cold. Sorry. Like I said, like tools, weapons, optics, anything like that. Just something fun, because I own a couple weapons. Or maybe a little bit more than a couple, but they're fun. It's not just for it'll be for shooting, hunting, sporting, whatever you want to do with it. Or if you're just a collector, then I'll just throw all the information that I know and do videos on the weapons I own. So yeah. What I like to talk about right now is there's a lot going on in the world. Like I said, right now, everybody knows about the thing that happened in the Middle East, where I believe we killed a general of Iran, like a very important one, and now the whole world's kind of like, oh shit, now what? We could be going to war tomorrow. We might not be going to war. Who knows? So Then we have the things going on in America where there's certain politicians that are trying to strip away gun rights. Virginia is a prime example. I am watching Virginia religiously. Everything that happens there, if I can see a video or news article, I am reading it, watching it, trying to figure out what is going on over there, because it could happen one place, it could happen to them all. It might be that everybody's, hyping it up. I don't know. But until I see what happens, I'm not going to report on it unless I have absolute facts of what's going on. So yeah, I'm just gonna be looking at world events. I'll be discussing them here and there. This could probably be the lesser side of my channel, because with a weapon, with tools, with skills, it's pretty solid. I mean, you can learn it. You could learn it wrong, but you could also learn it right. And once you learn it right, that's pretty much, you got it down. It's right there in front of you. But world events, the news could kind of twist things. So I'm gonna do a little bit on world events, but not as much as the whole survival, prepping, and all that aspect. So yeah, I guess this will be the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm definitely hoping on putting out more. If you like it, I know this is a new channel, so show your support, like, share, subscribe, let other people know about it, and have a good day. All right, you take care now.